Hey guys, Paul Reed fan here, and today we're going to go through all the rankings of the NBA team, just telling where I think they'll end and kind of just where I think their skill sets are, where they stand, 1 through 30. Going to start at the bottom. And also, I'm going to add one thing that every team should be looking forward to in this upcoming season to alleviate some of the bottom people from just saying they're going to suck. I'm going to talk a little bit more about their draft picks and who they picked up there, along with other stuff, of course, but I don't want to be completely gloomy at the bottom, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the future for them. Anyway, let's just go right into it. At 30, I have the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I don't know how much to say here. They lost Mikal Bridges, who was fine for them. He was a solid role player, just low star level, kind of like a guy that can kind of float the ship if you want to not be the worst team in the league. I think they're going to be my least watched team, going to be completely honest. And one thing to look forward to if you're a Nets fan is Cam Thomas will be fun. And you guys have embraced the tank, and I'm pretty sure you guys retained your picks. So it should. I mean, you had to start somewhere after the whole Kyrie, Harden, and KD thing didn't work out. So you come out on the other side, okay. Not great, but this is where it really starts to get bad, which is a good thing. Next, at 29, I have the Wizards. I was going back and forth on the Wizard and Nets here, but I think that the Wizards roster could win a couple more games. I don't think the cultures at the Wizards is good. I don't think they're super invested in winning games, but I think they have a little more skill on the roster, so they'll win a couple more games. To look forward to, you're going to have fun lowlights. And also, you have the first-round pick, second pick in the draft, Alex Sarr. I mean, I think that his upside is really good. His only problem is little is his three-point shooting. If he gets that going, then I think he can be fantastic. Last year, he shot 28% from three, but it's not great on, I think it was around 55 shots. But I think that you can look forward to it. Whenever you see someone isn't shooting well from three or is just a little below where you want his efficiency to be, look at the free throw percentage. He shot 71 from the free throw line, which isn't the worst. So I think he can, if he improves both there, then hey, he's going to be that guy. Next, I have the Hornets. Now, fully healthy Hornets should be a better team. But, I mean, you can never super count on that. And even when they are healthy, I don't think they're fantastic. Things to look forward to. You have second year of Brandon Miller, who was a fantastic rookie. And if you are healthy, then you're going to be competitive in games. Maybe you'll still have that Mr. Beast logo. Maybe not. It's hilarious that nothing could go right for the Hornets, even down to their jersey logos, to hiring and re-signing actual criminals who deserve to be in jail. It's fun stuff there. 27, I have the Bulls. Now, I know they still have Zach LaVine, but I don't think Lonzo's coming back either, but I just don't think they're going to be good. When I'm looking at all these teams, I think they're going to be worse than the rest of these teams. They finally got rid of DeMar, which is such a ceiling raiser. Kobe White's going to be good. But other than that, at least they're finally embracing being bad. Or are they? God, they got Josh Giddey. I might have him too low here, but I already named the other three worst teams in the East. I think every other team in the East and the West that they play is going to be better. That's crazy. I didn't even realize that. My 4 worst teams are East teams. Oops. Yeah, the East fucking sucks. A little top-heavy. Something to look forward to is Montez Buzelis. He's 6'9". He's got a good offensive skill set, and he could kind of be there as a secondary rim defense. Well, that didn't sound right. Whatever. You knew what I'm saying. Okay. Next, 26, I have the Pistons. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of East teams. I'm not saying this record-wise. I'm just saying this how good I think the teams are. I get the fucking East sucks monkey cock. Holy shit. Pistons, though, 26. Guess who guy they traded for? The reason they're above all these other teams. Guess who they traded for? The next coming of Michael Jordan. G League MVP. Paul, B-Ball Paul, Basketball Paul Reed. You heard me right. They just got their franchise player. The second after P-Ball Paul signed their Cade was itching to sign an extension. The next coming of Kobe and Shaq. All seriousness, yeah, they did sign B-Ball Paul and Tobias Harris. I'm interested to see how Tobias Harris will do, because obviously he's been trying to play as a role as a star player. He's dog shit in that role. He's fucking idiotic. But we'll see what happens when he's playing for nothing. All the pressure is lifted off, so he can just go out and make his millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. But yeah, B-Ball Paul Revenge Tour is still alive, and it's happening over in Detroit, who I'm going to watch. Probably it's going to be top 10 of my most watched teams. Probably higher, to watch Basketball Paul's bench minutes. Hopefully he does good. Okay, it's enough on B-Ball Paul. Just thinking about him. Now I'm going to go finally to a West team. God, first 5 are the fucking East. They suck. Going to go to the Trailblazers. I think it's fun team to look at. You got second year Scoot and Donovan, and you also drafted Donovan Clingan. I think Donovan Clingan is going to be fantastic. I think he was the best center out of this draft, and I think that's where he got taken. Also, Scoot was much better than the beginning of the year, and you got another year with this core. I think that they'll be solid. I might have them a little too high, but I really, really, really think Clingan is going to do really good, and I think they're going to float the boat. I am just so low on these East teams. I think the West is just so much better. I might have now that I'm looking at it, and I might have the Trailblazers high, but I'm already this far in. I'm not turning back. Let's keep grinding these out. Okay, next. At 24, we have Toronto. Now, Toronto is interesting. Last year, they were throwing out tandems of fantastic defense, where you'd have Scotty Barnes guard their best player, and then if one of them went out, it would be OG Anunoby, switching off on the best winged player of the other team. And that's nasty. I think you're going to get more great defense and more Scotty. Maybe Grady Dick will be a little better than last year. Probably. He'll be fine. Shooter. Funny name. But yeah, Scotty or Barnier is a fun player, of course. And you're going to get more of him, and he might even improve his scoring and get another All-Star game. So, yeah, it's Toronto. They're not great, but I think they're going to be solid again. Next, 23, I have the Jazz. They could surprise people and get to the play-in. I think this is where you really see a talent, jump, where you're going to see these, I guess kind of Toronto too, you're going to see a talent jump here where the Jazz are going to surprise you. They just signed Laurie, locked him down, and they still have Clarkson coming off the bench. They have their young guards playing fantastic. I don't expect them. I don't have them as a dark horse playoff candidate, but I think they could sneak in. Even they go on little runs, and also they drafted J-Dub's little brother, which is super cool. He's working on his offense, but he's got a good wing, and he's going to play good defense. Next at 22, I have the Spurs. Now you're saying, wow, I already jumped the Spurs so much from last year. Wembanyama is a literal alien. And Chris Paul is a real point guard with him. I think that tandem's going to be good. I think Wemby's going to carry this team to, again, possibly reach that play-in spot. They also, of course, drafted Stephon Castle, a 6'6". He's listed as a guard. He's 6'6", and I think he's also going to be a fun tandem with those guys. I think the Spurs are going to be. I think people are expecting them to be good, but I'm really. How can you not be high on Victor Wembanyama? Okay, next, 21. I have the Hawks. Now you're like, wow, I have the Hawks over all these other East teams. They're automatically at least in the play-in. Yeah, I do. I think that this team is going to work like addition by subtraction. They're gonna have that type of thing, where Trae Young, who's one of the best offensive motors in the league, and not all time, but he's fantastic. He constantly churns out top offenses. Say what you will about his defense, but he can run an offense so well. I think people are going to be back on the Trae Young train after this year. Also, of course, you had the first overall pick. Zaire Rizichet. He's 6'9". He's a pretty big guy, another wing that you can throw in there. You got Clint Capella, Jalen Johnson, Trae Young, Bogdan. That's not a bad starting five when you're really looking at it. A lot of these players in this year's draft, they got a lot of hate, but they're role players. I think they're all going to be solid role players, and I think that's how you got to look at it. And that's why I think they got Rizichet. I think Alex Sarr maybe has a little more all-star potential. I think Rizichet could be more of a super high-level role player. Okay, next at 20. Got rid of those 30s, thank God. We can start getting a little more fun. We got the Rockets. Now, the Rockets are super interesting because their ceiling is determined on two players, Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green. Now, I think Sengun has already taken that step of being a maybe not run like a playoff team, but he maybe like low-level playoff team. I don't know about like we're reaching like conference final stuff with him running a team, but I think this season's really gonna go off of Jalen Green. If we saw the ceiling of Jalen Green when he was going absolutely nuclear last year, and if he can somehow find a part of that and keep that consistent, then the Rockets are going to be great. That's why I have him at 20. I think he can tap into that. I think this is the season we're going to see. Is he going to be just this player, maybe like a firecracker off the bench, maybe like a high-level fourth option, or is he going to be second option, I can score with the best of them consistently? Also, of course, they drafted Reed Sheppard. 6'2". He's a little shorter, but he can play that defense. Also, great shooter. I think Reed Sheppard might find his way to get some minutes this year, especially on a team that isn't like super trying to compete, but they can. If they were trying to get a trade for Kevin Durant. They were really trying to compete this year. So we'll see what they do. I don't think that they think this roster is good enough to actually do anything, but they might make a play-in push, and they might try to make some trade. You'll see the Rockets are really trying to be contenders again because they feel like Sengun is him, and then if Jalen Green can be good, I mean, I really think the Rockets can make a play-in spot. Along with all these next guys, I think it's all going to be close with these next couple teams, because right at 19 we got the Warriors. I got rid of Klay Thompson, still one of the best movement shooters. I mean, I'm just going over why I have him so low where I do have him. And the Warriors are going to waste the rest of Stephen Curry's prime. No, I still think that Steph and Draymond and the people around him, is better than all those teams behind. I think when Draymond was on the court, I think they would have been better than that play-in spot where they eventually lost. I think they would have been at least like an automatic playoff team. But with the suspension, with all the problems with Draymond on and off court, they missed. They didn't get in the playoffs, and they wasted another year of Stephen Curry. And I'm kind of just explaining my reasons and like good stuff about the team instead of just going what they should look forward to. Warriors fans should look forward to another year of Stephen Curry. Because enjoy it. Because he just signed another deal, so I guess he's stuck with the Warriors. And he should be a Warriors for lifer, but they should. I don't care. You should have gone out and done everything. You should have traded AirPods for Laurie. You should have done it. You gotta get everything out of Steph. I don't care. It's ridiculous. I don't care if it doesn't make you a contender. It's Stephen Curry. I mean, if Joel Embiid wins one championship, do whatever he wants until he retires. And Stephen Curry has won 4. He made the Warriors who the Warriors are. And, yeah, they're just going to waste his prime, which sucks. I like Podziemski, though. AirPods. Yeah, Draymond's still solid. Good defender. Really raises their ceiling. But, yeah, Warriors are 19. Little tangent there. Now, 18, I have the Clippers. You can look forward to a new stadium and being mid. Get fucked, Clippers fans. You have James Harden. Suck my dick. I hate James Harden. No, I don't. Daryl Morey was probably the wrong there. Sorry. I definitely, I'll be honest here. I'm going to expose myself. I hate watch the Clippers subreddit to see how much despair they are in. Especially now that we have Paul George, too, because they hate on him. I like to see them cry. I hope this never gets to a Clippers fan. This is probably going to be seen by, like, 2 people. But, yeah, I actually don't even hate the Clippers. I actually used to like the Clippers. I played them on 2K because I loved their team. But yeah, I mean, if Kawhi's healthy, and James Harden actually is still pretty good. I think he's a very, very high level point guard. He's not a role player. I guess he is. I don't know. If you're not a star, then you're a role player. Whatever. I'm not going to go into descriptions of basketball terms. But James Harden is a high level point guard who I think has really accepted his place in the Clippers and played well there. And Kawhi is still a great player if he stays healthy. And say he stays healthy, they're 18. That's what I'm kind of looking at. If Kawhi's healthy, they're 18. Also, they have a new stadium, which should be fun, even though they just traded away Paul George, which was stupid as fuck. I can't believe they did that. I mean, you go all in on this core. You just can't break it up. You wasted everything. You wasted it. You have to stick with this core with the new stadium, with the amount of money, with the amount of draft picks you lost. You have to stay with this core. I can't believe they didn't. You have to pay him. You've already pigeonholed yourself into this core. You have a new stadium, and now you're just going to be like a mid-level West team. And you're not really wasting Kawhi because Kawhi hasn't been healthy since like 2019. But yeah, really sucks that. Not sucks for me. I like seeing them despair for how much hate they've given us. Especially that James Harden trade. I don't hate James Harden. I think he was good. Overpaid. Not really. I don't even know. He's fine. I like James Harden. Whatever. I gotta get going. Blah, 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 blah. Next, I have the Pacers at 17. This pick might get me a little hate, but when you hear the rest of the East, I mean, you're not. I think that there has to be one team that falls, and I think they really were gliding off of Halliburton being superstar man, which I don't think. I think he's come back down to earth. I know he's hurt, but I don't think he's going to keep that going. What you're to look forward to is the roster returns. Again, this is the 17th best team in the league, but that also means that I think, they're 7th in the East or 8th in the East or something, maybe 6th-ish. So you're still high in the East-ish, not really high, but every team above you is better, including this next team, the Lakers. Oh, yeah. Lakers are better than the Pacers because they have the GOAT, LeBron James. Have I said that LeBron James is the GOAT on this channel yet? No, I don't think I have. He is, though. I think that the GOAT debate is so played out. I haven't talked about it, but quickly go over that. I think we're at the point where the GOAT debate is not about which player is better because they're so equal. It's what do you fundamentally want more in a basketball player, and do you like a peak of a player more, or do you like the longevity of a player more? Because if you like the peak, then not arguable, it's Michael Jordan. It isn't arguable. But if you like the longevity, it's LeBron James. That obviously I didn't have to explain that to you. I don't know why I did that. But also, what do you like in a player more? I think LeBron James is the best all-around player of all time. I don't think that's arguable. I don't think even sensible Michael Jordan fans will argue that. He can guard one. I'm not going to go into why LeBron James is so good. Sorry, I shouldn't. This should be a separate video. Okay. What I have written down, though, why the Lakers are good is you have the GOAT, though. That's kind of all I wrote. Sorry, I'm going to keep going into Lakers. You still have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. That tandem is fantastic. And they're coming off the Lakers. I mean, not the Lakers. The Olympics. They're going off the Olympic run, which is fantastic. Both of them were so good in those runs. And I feel like the people that come off of high Olympics translate that. I think that their expectations were risen because they went to the Western Conference Finals, and they've been brought back down to earth with last year. And I think that they're in a really good place right now. Also, just saying, if they don't get the Nuggets as their first round matchup, they probably make a little more noise than one win. Just saying. Also, have to mention it, JJ Redick is their new coach. And I actually, along with all like the home cooking from the GM, I actually like JJ Redick as a pick for their head coach. I think he's brought in a great staff. And I think LeBron respects him, which is super important. It's been important his whole career. Like, why the hell would LeBron listen to any coach? He's 39 years old, and he's considered the best player of all time by a lot of people, and he's a genius. He'd be a basketball genius. Why would he listen to someone else tell him how to play the game that he knows the best? But I think that with the respect JJ, even though they're both fucking 39 years old, which is crazy, I think that they could get a good tandem going of the assistant coaches and JJ making game plans, switching things up, and also first thing the Lakers have done in a while is they're also working on young talent. Bronny James. Sorry. Bronny James, I don't care that he was picked second round. It's LeBron's son, and he maybe will be a low-level NBA player. Who knows? I'm not talking about Bronny James right now. I just went on Lakers tangent because it's the Lakers and the most popular team in the league. I'm not okay. I got to get off the Lakers. I can still talk about JJ. I got to get off the Lakers. They're 16, and I'm looking at the time here, and we're already 22 minutes in. So I'm gonna break this into halves. So 15-15. Am I doing that math right? Yeah, I actually just did 15 then. Okay. Bye.